Rodney, maybe I should come to you.
Maybe.
Yeah, you are a little bit more stronger.
More composed.
But in actual sense, you comfort Nanaya. Let me start with Mr. Fusaini, who is the Deputy Director General, National Service Authority. So before we came live, you were telling us that you've not just lost a colleague, you've lost a brother.
Yeah.
How close were you to Dr. Manibuama and Comrade Murtala Muhammad as well?
So I was the director in charge of special duties and operations in Ashanti region during the 2024 elections. And by that extension, I had to report regularly to Doctor as the director of elections and IT. But him and I go way back, when he was, before even John Mahama winning the 2012 elections, when he became the communications minister. Like, we've been on that level. So I kind of, apart from working, like, we can talk on the personal level. And he's the, I would say, the perfectionist type. So when he gives you a job, he wants it done properly, like humanly properly. So like he's training some of the communication skills, like he's the type you say the thing and he will correct you. Listen, next time say it this way. This is how you say it. So he was like a versatile person, trained medical practitioner, but like an expert in IT, expert in communication, expert in social life, everything. And Abuaji and I, like we eat from the same bowl.
Abuaji?
Yeah, Samuel Abuaji.
That close?
Wow.
How old was he?
Abuaji will not be more than 34. Wow. The daughter is just about around 3 years.
Just 3 years?
Yeah, one daughter.
So it means you're close to his family. Yes.
Like I said, I don't even know how I'm going to explain this to the wife. I know our other senior brother, Eddie, is watching us right now. Up till now, I don't know how I'm going to call Eddie. I don't know how I'm going to explain myself. He's just terrible.
Abuaji, tell us about him. How did he come to the limelight politically and find himself as a deputy?
Abuaji was like a trained engineer. He's into construction. He's a business guy. So 2020, he stood for us in Obuasi East. And from about 10,000 or so gap, he brought that thing so close to about 2,000.
Really?
Well, he was
That
really
was
liked.
He closed the gap.
Yeah. So everybody was like, wow. So 2024, as director in charge of special duties, we mapped out certain constituencies, again, through the guidance of Honorable Omanibuama. So there were some particular constituencies we needed to research and focus much more attentions on. So I was in charge of his place, Akrofrom, Fomena, and all other places, Tepa, Mankranso, Edujama. So I did about 30 constituencies that we did the research on. So it was after the research that he, Azuma, and then I think the guy at Adanse. So Abuaji personally took interest in the research and was like, Honorable, please, you've predicted that this is the... So he was like, there was 3% point between him and the MPP guy.
Yeah.
So all he needed to do was to work out and flip the 3 percentage points that was between them. Yeah. So that was how come I had to dedicate all my time to Obuasi East. So if you see all my reports to Dr. Manibuama and all my regional chairman and everybody, I kept insisting we are winning Obuasi East. Let's pay attention there. Edujama, Mankranso, Tepa, Adanse, Akrofrom, Adanse, Asukwa. Let's focus there. So it was through that we became... So when he came to Accra first, later I got appointed. So it was Abuaji who was looking for a place for me to stay. Currently, where I am, he got the place for me.
Abuaji got it for you?
Yeah. Currently, where I'm staying now. So
before yesterday, when was the last time you...
We spoke on Tuesday, actually. I was at Goma Fete, where we were expecting the president. The president had built 10 churches for the Assemblies of God. And he promised in 2024 when he was campaigning. So he was like, oh, politicians and their promises. The Okas will be National Cathedral, Wanyama.
Yeah.
So like that. But within 1 year, he delivered all 10 churches with accommodation, fully furnished with instrument and everything.
Assemblies of God.
Assemblies of
by
God.
The president.
It's not even 1 year.
Yes.
6 months.
He promised that in November in Navrongo. So the whole church decided, listen, we need to honor this man. So the first ever pastors and their wives conference, the superintendent, general superintendent of the whole of Asia decided to come down himself and come and honor the president on this. So we were there. So I had to go there earlier to help with protocols for the president's coming. So Tuesday I was there and I was like, hey, my brother, I never knew we had such a beautiful beach in Ghana. Come and see Goma Fete. So I was like, oh, Charlie, then we have to, there's a new weekend getaway that we have discovered.
You said that jokingly.
Can you imagine? So, oh, Charlie, then I'm just rushing to Obuasi for this program. When I come, let's sit down and see how we see. Goodness.
That's Abuaji.
That's Samuel Abuaji. Tuesday was our last
conversation. And you as appointees, you're always moving up and down. So sometimes even keeping in touch regularly like you used to prior to appointment always becomes a hurdle. But tell us, shuffling between his family life schedules and then also his beloved intended constituency, which is Obuasi East, how was he able to manage that, and how was he relating to the family?
The thing is that Abuaji and I share something in common. Both our wives are in the States. So among themselves, there's always a coup against us.
Alliance of wives in the States.
Seriously. So when Abuaji lost the seats, like unceremoniously, something that has been declared for him, only for him to get to Accra, and it has been flipped again. So he's always in court.
Yeah.
He's been in courts and in and out, and it was like, listen, don't let it go. And the wife kept insisting, leave this thing and come, leave this thing and come.
He kept saying that.
Yeah. That is why I cannot now show my face.
Yeah, because it sounds like
you were holding the brief.
Yeah. It feels like what you feared the most has come upon us. That's how it feels.
So you haven't interacted with the wife yet?
I can't.
He says he cannot.
You should, actually.
How am I going to explain it?
Because she needs that.
The point is,
closest
that particular phrase, oh no, but this is exactly why I was telling him to stop and come.
Jesus.
That is what I don't want to encounter.
Mania.
Yes, we want.
I mean, we're all close to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Sapong.
The Sapong was like, let
Dr.
me say
Sapong.
good
Chairman
morning.
Sapong. Yeah.
Good morning to
Morning.
everybody. It's been a very hard Wednesday. I haven't slept the whole night. I slept around 3 a.m. I was tossing and turning, and it hasn't been easy. I was with Dr. Sapong at Ambassador Sampi Yali's funeral. And he had even grown his beard. And I said, Uncle, for this beard, where are you taking it to? And we laughed over it. And, you know, we are all from Kumasi.
Yes.
And I don't know how I can refer to Uncle as was. Uncle was my father's protege. You know, when my father was the PNDC secretary, local government, he was with him. He was one of the young kids who was with my dad. So he always says that to me off as when we went to the Mampong in his funeral, I sat with him. We went early. We said we're going to secure our seats. And we travel, he comes to the office often, we talk, we have chats and all that. I mean, little did I ever know that Samuel Sapon, doctor, will die at this time. I mean, I just cannot take it. 3 of them, I remember we're having our training orientation for ministers and senior government officials at the presidency. Dr. Mane Boama was the one who took us through communications. And I was sitting in front and he stood right in front of me. And I can picture him. The whole of yesterday, I've been picturing him. He stood right in front of me and he was telling us how we should communicate and all that. And he made a comment and I interjected, said, Nanaya, Nanaya. Then we all laughed over it. Dr. Mane Boama has been somebody I've been close to, especially during the elections. I mean, IPAC and all that. I was very close to getting data and all the information that I needed for my work in the media. I mean, we've been very close. I remember he changed my blood pressure medicine. I used to have another medicine. And
you mean the brand?
Yes. Okay. So I called and I said, he said, how are you? I haven't heard from you today. He said, am I not feeling well? My pressure. He said, oh, change it to this one. And I was a bit reluctant. But I said, change it, it will work. So he gave me another name, I changed it. That is how, from time to time, we will talk to each other, have conversations. Very nice gentleman. I mean, a perfectionist. He's one that you can't find any fault with. Very, very careful. And yesterday, the president gave me an assignment to do on Tuesday night. So yesterday, when I got up, I was on the assignment. So I went to the office and I went to Chief of Staff's office to deliver a document. So when I was coming down in the lift, I met Ambassador Victor Smith. And he said, Nana, they said a helicopter is lost. They can't get a signal. I said, which helicopter is this? Then he made a comment that it's the president on it. He wanted to be sure because the president was supposed to go to the program with them.
Yesterday?
Yes. And he changed the plans because of the prayer. The Gomwafete prayer. So when he said that, I panicked. I said, but he's going to Gomwafete. Why are you saying that he's on it? I immediately panicked. Because, I had this thing to panic because plans can change. Yeah. Sometimes he's going here, something comes up and so you're supposed to, so I panicked. So I normally don't call him, but this time I put a call through to him and he answered. And I said, have you heard what has happened? And he said, yes. I said, Excellency, are you all right? He said, yes, I'm fine. Then he told me what has happened. Immediately I had to compose myself because the news was not out there. And I had to go to the hospital also to pick the daughter of one of my friends who was not well. I had to go myself, but I had to pay the bills because the mother has traveled. So I was just confused. I started, when I am in them, I started scratching myself because I couldn't cry. So I was just scratching myself and I needed to be composed because the news wasn't out. Then I started having calls from Dr. Wuku, one of the big men in the office. And he called me and said, Nana, what's going on? The program has been cancelled. He is in charge of protocols and meetings and all. He said the program has been cancelled. I couldn't tell him exactly what it was, but I said, I heard that a helicopter is missing and there's no signal. When I spoke to the president, I don't know, the first person I asked that is Honorable Amabua part of the group. And
because that is his program.
Yes, and he said no, he went by road. But I was confused because they said Muntaka. Muntaka is my number one person.
Go-to person.
Muntaka advocates for me. We talk together. We do so many things. I mean, Muntaka is just my friend. His beautiful wife. As Honorable say, I don't even know how I could even look at her. I go and sit with her. Yesterday, we went round to greet the family in Accra with the vice president. We went to Muniru's house and we went to Mutale's house. With Muniru, you know what? Now he's dead. One of my uncles called me, Joe Mara, Smiler Alassane. And he said, Nana, do you know Muniru wants a position? And I said, but Muniru should be okay at the farm. I mean, that is more comfortable. Everything that he has done, Muniru should be at the farm. He shouldn't ask for position. And Joe Mara said, but he's asking for position. I said, oh, this one day Muniru shouldn't. He should be at the farm, the president's farm. If you're at the president's farm, you have power.
He manages the president.
Yes. Yeah. If he comes to these were my words. If he comes to the farm, you see him. Some people cannot see him. So Muniru, tell him to stay there. And Joe Mara said that, oh no, Muniru wants a position. I say you. So I left it at that. I met Muniru about, I think 3 weeks ago at the Flagstaff House, and we spoke. He said, Nana, call me. I said, I'll call you. I've not been following, only to hear yesterday that he was the deputy security coordinator. And I'm like, I just cannot figure out what has happened. But as we are all talking and we are all mourning, we need to get to the bottom of this. Because you see, yes, we are mourning, but we should make sure that never again in a day that 8 prominent people will lose their lives. We don't even know what happened. For me, yesterday I just looked through my mind that I've sat on aircrafts, planes, all manner, helicopters, whatever. My job has taken me to places, very dangerous places I have treaded. A helicopter just catches, whether it caught fire, whether there was a mechanical fault. I think that it is time for us to pause a bit and look at some of these machines that carry our people. We need to invest in these machines. We need to invest in this equipment. I have always advocated that we should take the politics out when it comes to purchasing aircrafts for our military, for the president, for whoever. Because this is not what we expected. We don't know whether it's a mechanical fault. There are so many conspiracy theories. But what jerks me is that, granted that the president didn't go to this program, granted that he has sat on this aircraft, what would have happened? Who didn't look at a bolt or a nut? Who didn't make sure that, the wing, something? I'm not, an aeronautic engineer, but who did not make sure? Because from the way it's going, there are a lot of conspiracy theories going on. But if you look at the trajectory of what happened, the thing I think caught fire in the air, or something happened in the air. For something to happen in the air when it comes to an aircraft, in the air, aircrafts normally, look at the India one, immediately it took off. It didn't take off very well, and it crashed. You get me? Sometimes when you are landing, you can skid off and you crash.
Okay.
But in the air.
Yeah. Well, let's leave the conspiracy theories and then also the questions
for now,
because it's certainly just a day after the incident.
No,
and all of us,
but for me, we shouldn't.
understand.
You get me?
How
those
questions we'll ask you.
But you see, interestingly,
how can 8 people
when
die?
Mr. Fuseni was talking, you were talking about the project, the Assemblies of God project, and all of that. And so that's where President Mahama was yesterday.
He was supposed to
He was
be.
supposed to be instead of going to Obuasi.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that project.
And these are the churches.
Yeah, these are the churches.
So these are the churches.
Yeah, 10 of them. Within 1 year, the accommodation fully furnished.
It's nice, yeah.
Lordina furnished all the kitchens.
Yeah.
So the pastor's wife, all you have to do is to go into the room.
So these are 10 different branches of Assemblies of God.
Yes.
So where are they situated? Which
In the
parts of the
northern
country?
region, we have 5 regions in the north, Assemblies of God. So we have northern region A, northern region B. So the Yendi side is the region B. Then the Tamale side is the region A. Then upper east, upper west, and upper east we have A and then B.
These were his personal
personal
project.
He and the
let's
wife.
put that one.
Yes, he and the wife.
And you
For the
mentioned he
church,
talked
yes,
about
it was
it
personal.
last year.
Last year
That he
during
would
our general, so if you check the dates,
So let's make
when
sure
he
that
started
Ghanaians
speaking,
get
you
it.
see the dates there. Last year when he was a candidate, Mahama, that was when he made the pledge.
Right.
And like I said, some of the pastors were like, "Oh, open elections in here."
So
And
this,
he actually started it.
so this is a promise delivered
Delivered.
to the people.
Yes.
So if not because of this, he would have been.
He probably.
Yes,
At Obuasi.
yes, Obuasi.
Wow.
So this is the project that saved you. Can say, save.
Yeah,
Well,
God saved him. God saved
No,
him.
actually,
It's
the
not the
president wouldn't have
projects.
gone with just one helicopter, actually,
that
because he
is
goes
true.
with a larger entourage.
Yeah.
So he would have gone with something bigger, or maybe aircraft to Kumasi, and maybe
Yeah,
go by
before.
road because of the entourage. Yeah. But yes, he would have been at that place,
But the
and
helicopter
whoever
is
knows.
big. I mean,
So this helicopter that crashed, was it going to Kumasi?
No, he was going
was
to
going straight
Obuasi.
to
Obuasi, yes.
So from Accra straight to Obuasi.
Obuasi.
And that was a long distance, actually.
It is, yes, it is.
That was
it was
a long distance.
yes, a long distance.
That's a long.
It was
And
a long
the
distance. They should have
area
stopped.
and
They
the
should-
weather,
and the
this
weather,
weather
yeah.
too.
It's not good. They should have stopped in
So
Kumasi.
like,
They should have started. Did you get?
Well,
That's
we are
what
waiting
Roland said,
for.
we should
We are
avoid
waiting
the
exactly. We are waiting for the investigation to take place,
Yeah.
so we can talk about these things. But in the meantime, let's just talk about how we feel and what's going on in our minds and emotions right now. Rodlin, we haven't heard from you. You came in very somber this morning, and I
Yeah.
can imagine. Where were you when you first heard the news yesterday?
I was at the Ministry of Trade.
Okay.
Waiting for the minister. I'd gone there for something to do and to do something really. And I was there when the secretary came in and said, bad news. I don't think she's going to come in.
No way.
And I was like, what news? And she said, there's been a crash. And I said, what crash? She said, an army aircraft had crashed. And she mentioned Omani Boama. And then I said, no, what happened? And she said, well, the aircraft was lost in, somehow, and it comes out that it crashed and there were other occupants, but we're still getting the names. So I just joined them and we all sat around watching from our phones because, of course, the TV was not on.
Yes.
And that's when it happened. But you see, the first thing that hit me when they said it was a military aircraft, it had crashed, and that it had gotten lost in the radar. Then I just remembered. It just brought back memories of a similar thing that happened, though it didn't happen in Ghana, like in 1992. We lost some officers who were on course in Jaji, and the military aircraft had crashed also. About 3 minutes after takeoff, it was also lost from the radar. And the next thing was it had crashed into a swamp, and all 163 military officers and their families, some of them and some other governors, this was in Nigeria, had perished. So suddenly the first thing that came, I said, not again, not another Okwabi and Bawa. These were colleagues of mine. Okwabi was my classmate in school, and Bawa was a colleague of my husband. So my late husband. So I was like, all of a sudden, it just dawned on me again that no, not again. The army cannot have this again. So I just started asking questions, and they kept telling me, like, then the names started coming. At first, we had Muntaka, then later on,
Sorry to cut him, but for our finance minister, Muntaka would have been on the plane.
that's why he was crying so badly.
Muntaka was the fifth person on board with Dr. Omani Boama.
Hey,
Then Atu dragged him out.
at the Air Force Base.
Atu said, no, you can't board because we have a meeting with the immigration guys and I need you there.
That explains his
Why he was crying.
tears.
Yeah, that's
So
why he
it
was
was-
so
so
he boarded the
He
aircraft.
was supposed to go. Murtala was not on the flight.
Murtala rather.
Was not on the flight.
Because they normally go.
Five.
So Murtala was not on the
he was
flight.
not
Murtala
on
wasn't,
the
so it was
flight.
supposed to be
So
Muntaka.
it was when Atu insisted and dragged Muntaka out.
Then Murtala
that was when
replaced-
Murtala replaced him
Yes.
as a vacant seat.
Yes.
Then Murtala replaced him.
So many things happened yesterday because our president was supposed to go. He
crying,
didn't
you
go.
understand him.
Mutaka was supposed to go. He was pulled out and somebody else went. So It's only God.
So it meant that it was Muntaka's name that's on the manifest.
Yes.
Well,
So that was what happened. So at the end of it, I mean, I think that
That's why people started mentioning his name
Yes.
when it happened.
okay.
Because I'm sure he might have also told friends and family
Yes.
that
He was traveling.
No, everything was done. He was boarding before he was
imagine.
dropped, actually.
So what, as soon as I heard Mutala, I don't know where
Well-
the tears came, just one, because I knew him.
Rodlin, please put your thoughts on hold for us, because according to Muslim tradition, the burial service of
Yesterday.
the Honorable Murtala Muhammad was supposed to take place this morning at 10 a.m. and all were supposed to converge at the Anbaria Islamic Institute, Nyashegu. That's where it was supposed to be taking place. But information reaching us now indicates that it's been postponed. But our Northern Regional correspondent, Christopher Amwako, is right there at the venue to bring us live reports. Chris, I know it hasn't been a good night and the morning isn't any better, but what can you report from where you are?
Yes, so quickly, I can say that mourners are beginning to come to the family house of the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Murtala Muhammad, to commiserate with the family. As it stands now, yesterday, because there was information that the late MP would be laid to rest today in accordance with Muslim tradition, a lot of people, a lot of mourners have gathered here yesterday till this morning, waiting to be part of the burial ceremony. Unfortunately, the family conveyed information to us yesterday, late around 10:30, that they will not be able to go ahead with the burial because government has asked that they put a hold on the burial process. So this morning, loved ones, sympathizers are coming to the family house to sympathize with them over the loss. But I must quickly add that it's a sad moment for the people of the Greater Tamale Metropolis and Northern region in general, because a lot of people who come to the family house share some good testimonies about the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. You know, he started off in the Nantong constituency where he was a Member of Parliament. And so people from that constituency have also visited the family house to sympathize with them. Now, the entire Tamale metropolis where he has lived his life is thrown into a sad movement. Most people today are even unable to go about their normal duties. I visited some people and stopped just closer by the family house. They told me that it's very pathetic that they don't even feel like doing anything today because of the caliber of person the late Member of Parliament was. He was a go-to person for many young men and women in the Tamale enclave. Is very, very religious. One testament that has been coming from the people, very, very religious, who always spoke about death, because he has always emphasized that this world is full of vanity and each one of us can die anytime. But just yesterday in the morning, he was on one of the radio stations in Tamale, and he said that he's human and he could die in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. And so that is one thing that a lot of people who monitored that program actually remembered him for. You remember that yesterday he sent a message on New Day, which Roland read. And a lot of people have been engaging here at the family house, have been telling me that even yesterday he sent a message on TV3 New Day and Roland read the message. And so it's a very sad moment for not only the family, but every one of us gathered here.
Christopher, you remember election 2024? You and I covered for the entire Northern region including Tamale Central. It was a beautiful moment, and I just want us to revisit those moments before we come back to you again.
Yes, Cookie. I remember that moment when he came to the coalition center.
Yeah.
That moment.
Chris, hold on. Let's remind viewers of exactly what happened from the polling station to the coalition center.
Is on his way approaching the polling station. He is about to vote for his own constituency, where he is the incumbent for the NDC. So we'll walk towards where Honorable Muntaka is. He's currently saying good morning and exchanging greetings with the people. This is the stronghold of the NDC. Honorable, good morning. This is TV3. Good to see you, Honorable.
Good to be here.
Good morning. What's your general mood this morning? How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling okay. I'm fine. I'm very confident that inshallah victory shall be ours. But I'm happy about the circumstance. I'm happy about the environment I'm seeing.
Okay.
It's been generally peaceful.
Okay.
Tamale Central, there is a rapprochement between NDC and MPP.
Right.
I mean, we live in the same area, we live in the same constituency, and I haven't had any, report of any disturbance.
Good to see you. Good to see you. We are going to have an exclusive with you, shall we?
Ibrahim Muntaka Muhammad obtained 52,000. Representing 75% of total vote. On behalf of the commissioners, I ask the powers invested on us by a legislative instrument CI 127. I, Musa Muniru, hereby declared Ibrahim Muntaka Muhammad as the parliamentary candidate elect for the Tamale Central constituency.
And that was when, it's unbelievable to say, was. Yeah, the 2024 elections and final moments when he was officially declared as winner for the Tamale Central constituency. We had further deliberations and discussions with him when he came out of the collation center. Very elated, very happy. A win very well deserved because he had worked hard for it. He initially started from the Nantong constituency. No, there was one that he started from. The name is missing me right now. Christopher just mentioned it, and then he moved to Tamale Central, and this was his second time winning. And to have worked this hard, campaigned, voted for, won elections, come into Parliament, and also been blessed with a ministerial appointment, and still fighting against the national menace Galamsey, died in the line of duty. It's unbelievable to take in. And Rodlin, before I come to you, let me go back to Christopher. Christopher, so those were some of the memories from the 2024 elections that you and I covered. I'm not sure what your thoughts are.
I'm just sad, especially when he was finally declared the winner of the parliamentary elections for the Tamale Central constituency. You saw how happy he was, and his comments were that he's going to continue the good work that he's been doing. And of course, Cookie, in the Tamale Central constituency, since becoming the member of parliament, there have been some great governmental projects that he's done in the constituency. Talk about in the area of education, health, sport, and youth development. In fact, even before his untimely demise, this coming Saturday, he was supposed to cut short for the construction of a clinic in the constituency. Yesterday, he sent money to his communications director to make advanced preparations ahead of the sword cutting ceremony. I have to also maintain that the late Honorable Muntaka never joked with any person from TV. He has never held a program without telling his communications director that, hey, get TV3 to attend this program. And so I don't know, I'm just short of words. I'm sad. I've been sad since yesterday. And it's a very difficult moment, not only for the family, but for us all.
Chris, have you been able to engage any family members at all this morning, now that we know the funeral service will not be taking place this morning? Who have you been able to speak with, and what are they saying?
Yes, so I've spoken to some members of the family. In fact, they are saying that they don't have any problem with the postponement of the burial service, because they even alluded to the fact that the Holy Prophet Muhammad died on a Monday, but due to certain circumstances was buried on a Wednesday. And so it's not out of place that because of some circumstances, they will not be able to go ahead with the burial ceremony. And so they respect that. They will wait till the appropriate time that they can bury their relative. And so they are in a very sad mood, and they've not spoken much, but they've only said that in Islam, they believe that every living soul shall taste death, and that is the consolation that they have. And to also add to the fact that every living soul shall taste death, they also believe that whatever happens to mankind is the will of Allah. And they believe that that is the plan of Allah, and Allah himself knows why it's like that. Because on 2 days ago, he was supposed to be here with the energy minister, which he said that he had other issues to attend to, so he didn't come. So they are just sad, but they have the consolation that it is Allah's will, and that they do not also know when their time will come. So they take it in good faith.
Chris, we would remember him for his resilience, his determination when it comes to duty. We remember him for his sense of humor. We remember the proverbs with which he would sit on either New Day or whatever other platform that you see him on. But talking to the people of Tamale Central, especially from yesterday, how would they remember Honorable Muntaka Muhammad?
Yes, Cookie, one thing, they will remember him as someone who is always bent on developing the people around him. It's, according to them yesterday, even when he was member of parliament for Nantong, he has always supported the people who come around him. Aside the fact that he's very religious. In fact, that is one thing you cannot take away from the people. They have been giving good testimonies about how religious he is. Even in parliament, when he is making a statement, he has to reference the Holy Quran in some of his statements that he makes in parliament. And that tells the kind of person he is. He's someone who hates corruption. And so whenever he gets the platform, he tells people, and he even swears to Allah that whatever that it is that he will knowingly do that will amount to corruption, he does not want to get closer to it. As we speak, he's the only member of parliament that has a lot of students, medicine students, or people studying to become medical doctors at the University for Development Studies. That he paid their fees from level 100, and most of them will be leaving school very soon. And so when it comes to his support for his constituents and other people who come his way is something that the people will remember him very well for. Lastly, people will remember him for his humor, like you have indicated. Even when he's serious, he will chip in something that will ease the tension of the moment, and then he continues. And so, Cookie, it's sad. I must say it's sad.
Chris, if you look behind you, you can tell that there's a lot more construction, I believe, for canopies where you're standing. Is that the family house, or this was supposed to be the funeral ground? If you look behind you, you can tell there's more construction going on. What's happening?
Oh, this is the family house.
Okay.
You know, if the burial were to take place, it will take place at, you see, during the elections where we picked camp at the Ambaria Institute.
Islamic school,
that was where the burial ceremony would have taken place. But because of the cancellation, it is taking place here at the family house. The construction of the canopy is taking place because a lot more sympathizers, mourners are coming to sympathize with the family. They come, they sit, they sympathize with them, and they go. So they have to make sure that when people come, they have a place to sit.
Right.
And you know that even though we are in the rainy season, we've not experienced some amount of rainfall over the past week. And so the sun is scorching here, and they have to make provision for people who come here to also sympathize with them. So that is why this is taking place.
Chris, before you go, you remember when we're covering the elections, it was Honorable Murtala Muhammad, it was Honorable Alassane Suini, and then it was Haruna Idrisu, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Have you by any chance picked up any words from any of these friends of his at the moment?
Okay, at the moment, no. But yesterday, when I got the family house, his elder brother told me that it was Honorable Haruna who called to break the news to him. But personally, I have not received any word from the other members of parliament in the Tamale enclave. What I do know is that since yesterday, I even conducted some interviews outside Honorable Mutale's constituency, and I must admit that is the love of the people. He was the love, let me put it that way. Even though it's difficult to put him in the past, but he was the love of the people in the Tamale enclave because his doors were open to everyone who came his way.
Christopher, thank you very much. It's going to be a long day. We definitely